Good morning, students. How are you? I wish and hope you all are fine. Always be positive. Thank you for watching my videos. In this video, I am going to explain about the author and the summary of the poem, The Listeners. About the poet Walter de la Mare spent most of his life writing poems and stories, mostly for children. His first book of poems was called Songs of Childhood. The main theme he wrote about were romance and nature. His style was simple and the mysteries of magic, the moonlight and quietness fascinated him greatly. These subjects are introduced in most of his poems. In many of his poems, there is a mystery which readers must solve as best they can. This is one of his best known poems, and the reader is left with many questions. What's to know? Net, underneath, champed, chewed, cropping, biting off, and eating the tops of plants. Descended, came down, ferny, covered in ferns, green, flowerless plants that often grow in forested areas. Hearkening, playing, paying close attention, listening carefully, perplexed, baffled, confused, phantom, a ghost, or something that is imaginary, not real. Sill, a shell like ledge below a window. Smote, hit hard. Spake, a very old fashioned way of writing. Spoke. Stirrup, a loop with a flat base that supports the rider's foot on each side of the saddle. Turf, grass, and the surface layer of earth held together by roots. Turret, a cylindrical tower rising from a building. The listeners, Walter de la Mare's The Listeners is a stanza long poem with 36 lines. On a moonlit night, a traveler comes on his horse and knocks at the door of a house. He demands that the door be opened, but receives no response to his call. There is a deathly silence within the house, and a bird flies out of the window above his head. The traveler knocks at the door again but is once more met with silence. He stands all alone with his horse, which busies itself munching on the grass. His calls are heard by a group of spirits which dwell in the house, but they remain silent and motionless. Gradually, the traveler senses the eerie, strange atmosphere and seems to come to the realization that no one will open the door for him. He had probably come there to fulfill a promise that he must have made to an inmate of the house in the past. So he declares at the top of his voice, Tell them I came and no one answered, that I kept my word, but his words echoed inside the silent house. The man finally gives up and mounts his horse to leave. As his horse gallops away into the darkness, the sound of its hoofs on the stone is heard by the inmates of the house. The poem has the theme of the supernatural and mystery. The traveler doesn't fully accept the existence of spirits in the house. It shows the futility and narrow mindedness of modern age rationality. The poet attempts to convey through the poem that there is a parallel world of spirits which is invisible to human eyes and which we must be ready to accept. Thank you.